Hello, this is Spellbinder with this article from prisonplanet.com. It's by Bob Livingston, September 14, 2010. It says, Social engineering bill in Senate will force you into city. Oh yes, here we go. Part of Agenda 21. Put everybody in the little city compacts, so it's easier to exterminate you when they get around to it. It says here, a social engineering bill that to restrict residents in suburbs and rural areas and force Americans into city centers has passed the United States Senate Banking Committee and is on its fast track to the passage in the Senate. The bill is called the Livable Communities Act, SB 1619. And it was introduced by corruptocrat outgoing Senator Christopher Dodd, Democrat of Connecticut. It seeks to fulfill the United Nations Plan Agenda 21 adopted at the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro in 1992 and is signed into by the New World Order President Hubert Walker Bush. That's George W. Bush Sr. This bill is designed to destroy your community. According to the nonprofit American Policy Center, the bill is a blueprint for the transformation of our society into total federal control. Will enforce federal sustainable development zoning and control of local communities. Will create a massive new development bureaucracy. Will drive up the cost of energy to heat and cool your home. Will drive up the cost of gasoline as a way to get you out of your car. Will force you to spend thousands of dollars on your home in order to comply. Yes, this is the beginning of a 1984 society where they keep you in a little city, and if you're, how he was when Winston got out of the city and saw the countryside, he couldn't believe how beautiful it was because he'd never got to see it before. A carrot and stick policy will be used to get your local government to sign on. The carrot is billions of dollars in grants available if your local government agrees to amend zoning laws that restrict housing in outlying areas, forcing people to give up their homes and land and move into the city center. Man. The stick will be denial of funds and bad publicity generated by green organizations, the Church of Climatology and stuff. Organizations criticizing government officials for turning down free money. Wow, you know how to turn down free money if they're forcing it down your throat. The money's all tainted with blood on their hands. See, the rub is the grant will come with strings attached that force local governments to bend to the will of the feds. The idea of these social engineering initiatives is to force people to live in a congested area and high-rise buildings with housing on the upper floors and stores on the bottom. The whole area will be linked to mass transit, creating the utopian communities loved by socialists. Of course, these socialists love these programs of giving you an allowance and supplying everything else, and supposedly you're supposed to be happy being a happy little slave and not think. The result will be higher costs for housing because overcrowding will make housing space a premium. The goods and services, because of less choice and competition, and less freedom to move about because cars won't be necessary and parking space will be prohibitively expensive. As we pointed out here, and you can check this link out, President Barack Obama is, not surprisingly, an advocate for this type of nonsense, and his cabinet is populated by elitists who think they know better than you how you should live. It is imperative that you call your two senators immediately and tell them to oppose the Dodd's SB 1619. These are the links to different articles backing up this article here. But as you can see, the social engineers are at it again to make your life as miserable as can be and make their life as happy as can be. Your misery for their happiness. That's what it really comes out to be. Man, these people are just unreal. They just never stop to destroy people's lives. I mean, they want you off their property. They want to put you all on there. They want the rats in the cage, so it's easier to get rid of you when the time comes. Well, you think they got bypass highways around cities? I don't know if you heard about that, but a lot of cities have these big round bypass supposed to make it easier to get around the city. Well, you notice those things are super wide. They have bridges over them. They're real high bridges, so you can drive tanks and stuff under it. That's so they can go around and surround the entire city with a military to keep you in there when the time comes, and you won't not be able to get out of the city, and they'll keep you in there. And then they'll throw biochemicals in there and whatever else they can think of, and suddenly you can't go nowhere, and you're trapped, and you have to stay in the big city and take their vaccinations and things that have the put you down medication in it. And this is their ideal of life in America now. These people are just insane. We got to do something about this insanity. They want to take away your freedom for their rights. Understand that. They want the rights, and they don't want you to have any. You're just going to be boxed into little apartments above the stores and everything. And I mean, it's not a good thing. If you want a kind of example of how it will look, just look at Japan. Due to their lack of land, they have to stack. And you see the high-rises and stuff where people live in. They're like little cubicles they all live in and are stacked upon each other. This is the type of world they want for us here in a place that has 2,000 miles, 2,000 plus miles, I think it's 2,500 miles of land across the U.S. and about 2,000 miles wide. And they want to put you on these little cities of about, I guess most cities are about 20 square miles at the big ones. And they want to fit you all in there. Maybe a little bigger than that in square miles. But most cities, in other words, are putting you from where you can stretch out and have a nice life and put you all together and compact you in these little units. So, I don't know. It just sounds like a horror story out of Facts 1138 and stuff. It's Logan's Run, where they'll probably eventually put little chips in you that turn red, and you have to go to an extermination chamber and die when it starts blinking red at 30 years old. This stuff has all been planned. These movies weren't accidental. These are ideals of social engineers, and they want to bring this to your world. Well, until next time, this is Spellbinder with this story around this bill that's going to destroy your life and take away your freedoms. Until next time, be good at it. Good day.